Good morning, guys and gals. We are taking Wavy to shore. We're at this little island off of Sebastian, Florida this morning. Came in here last night, hiding from the wind. Came under the backside of this island where no one else is because we don't draft much. We're in about 3 feet of water. You can see I'm only halfway to shore and I'm just walking the dinghy to shore. So one of the benefits, one of the many, of drafting very little. I cannot emphasize that enough. The places you go. It's that saying, oh, the places you will go, the places you will see. I can say that. The places you will go, the places you will see if you only draft a foot. All right, Beagle. Come on. Some pieces of the puzzle are starting to come together for me lately on this trip. So we have this elaborate park here with a really nice kayak dock, and you notice that it's more like a launch because it's so low, right? And it doesn't have any cleats, so you know that would be another accommodation to tie up a dinghy. So what it's looking like to me is that there is this transition happening where well, the conspiracy-minded person in me will say they figured out that people who live on boats tend to be frugal by nature. Not all of them, of course. I mean, there's lots of yachts and trawlers and mega boats out there, right? But there's a lot of sailors, a lot of yachties, and people like me and people living on modest boats. And they automatically don't spend a lot of money just by nature, just by design, just kind of baked into the cake of the lifestyle. And if they can't I guess, reasonably stop you from anchoring, because the waterways are free, they can certainly make it hard or impossible to come to shore. And that's what I'm seeing here in Florida, especially here on the East Coast. I could have just got lucky on the West Coast because it didn't really run into that too much. But I tend to do things a little differently than the average boat dweller. I go to different places than they often go. But you guys have seen by now. I've definitely anchored in places where there's lots of other people living on their boats, and I'm finding that it's really hard to come to shore. Like right now, I'm basically breaking the law. I'm breaking the rules. And maybe there's another place to dinghy. I'll ask if I get a chance. I'll look around a little more. But that spot right there should be a little section that's designated for people to come from their boats to shore and go to town. So I'm looking ahead here to when I make this video eventually, and I've kind of gotten that mode where I'm like, what's going to be exciting? What's going to be worth seeing, when I finally get around to this footage? And for the past 3 days, I guess, since we popped out of the Okeechobee, other than a few little surprising, this and that's, it's just a lot of trudging along north. Maybe that's not the right word. Chugging along, creeping along, putting along north on the ICW here. Today is a fantastic day. We just have these following seas just gently pushing us along. And I'm trying to do, there's the film Brenton, footage Brenton, and then editor Brenton. And film Brenton needs to be nice to editor Brenton. So I'm doing this partially to be nice to my future self here when I finally get around to this footage. This is really just a part of the trip where I'm sure I could just pop into little nooks and crannies and probably find some interesting things, but it's April 1st as of today, and we got the whole East Coast to go up, and I just feel like sometimes there's there needs to just be transit days where you're just kind of putting in your time, heading forth. You know, I have spent some time in Florida here, a couple of winters. I'm going to probably link below in this video where a couple years ago, Wavy and I were down here in my Nimble Vagabond, my first one. I've had two. I have one now and I had one before that. And we putted around this Space Coast area, and we went into the, well, let's see, where did we go? I think we did go into the St. John's River, if I'm not mistaken, hung out there a little bit. Oh yeah, we did. We went all the way down the St. John's River and pulled out in Sanford, I think. I'm going to leave a link to that little series. I think it's maybe 4 or 5 videos. Winter Beagle Escape, I think is what I called it. But don't go over there right now. You know, of course, finish this video. But if you feel like it, if you want to see more detailed footage of the area we're going into, basically Titusville to Jacksonville, Florida, and then down the I'm sorry, get all this stuff so mistaken. Down the St. John's River, Palatka, all the way down. I have already done that. We've already done that, and you might like it. So that might just be a good little supplemental to this part, which we're probably just going to keep kind of going through for the most part. If I see something really obvious that we should stop and, you know, share and look around, we certainly will. Probably some modern day shipwrecks, which we did a lot of that on that Winter Beagle Escape series. So, okay, guys, back to it. Just creeping along. Just a nice, peaceful day. Listen to the podcast. I'm watching the newest video from Bald and Bankrupt. He's my absolute hero on YouTube. So, okay, stay tuned. Well, not how I was expecting to spend my morning. Cruising around the mooring field looking for my dinghy. This is so stupid. And I got to figure out how to get the Beagle to shore. I've got a kayak with a half a paddle. We'll figure it out, little dog. We're just looking around the mooring field. I'm going to go over by the marina, see if they might have ditched it over there. Can't imagine another boater would steal a dinghy and be that brazen about it. But figured I'll just roll around here for a few minutes and see if maybe it got tied to another boat or something. I don't know. No plan. Probably never see it again. Well, I was using the binoculars and scanning the shoreline, and I saw something white, and I am pretty sure that is my Portland Pudgy right there. We're gonna get as close as we can. Okay, guys, there it is. Maybe someone took it for a joyride, or maybe it got loose. I don't know. We're going to fish it right now. You don't know how good I'm feeling seeing this. Do you want to be carried over there too? Look at this, guys. I'm floating it about. I got about 6 inches of water underneath me. I guess I'll take the Beagle. I have to say, since the motor's still on it, it's so easy to steal. I mean, they only weigh like 25 pounds. And you can just unscrew them from the back of a transom. I'm starting to think it wasn't stolen. It must have come loose off the boat. So, yeah. Now this is the rope I used to tie it up, and I always put a nice double hitch knot in it. But who knows? Look out, Wavy Gravy. Yeah, I'm thinking it came loose. That if I would have found all this stuff here, if it was stolen. So I think this ends up being just a good warning about, you know, I'll just take more precautions. I'm too kind of loosey-goosey with stuff I do, you know, sometimes. Trust too much, naivety, or just carelessness, maybe. I don't know. I'm going to think about it. There's got to be a lesson in this somehow, so. I'm just tying it up this way to get it back someplace where I can figure out how to secure it better. I think we're going to go back over to the Spoil Islands that we were just at right over there. There's a nice little cove back there to figure this out. So stay tuned, guys. While I'm out here, I might as well. This is a rare occasion when I have the anchor out and I'm only in knee-deep water. This is chain I found, I guess, a couple months ago now, and it's worked really good. There's the anchor set. I'm interested to see how it sets under the water here. This looks like it does its job. It plows in.